This answer involves a subject that many people are talking about, and it is lectins. What are lectins? Lectins are proteins on the surface of some beans, grains, tomatoes have lectins. And lectins hold things together. The word means kind of sticky. And the plants use lectins to hold their structures together, their stems and leaves and roots and seeds. And when people eat them, if they are ingested in large amounts, can cause some mischief. And there have been a few incidents of people eating raw kidney beans or those that have just been dry sauteed and winding up in an emergency room with abdominal pain and vomiting and just feeling terrible from lectin poisoning. And from this history, lectins have gotten this terrible reputation. And there is a doctor making a lot of money on the internet selling his book, saying, don't eat foods with lectins, don't eat tomatoes, don't eat beans, they're going to kill you, they're toxic. It's a paradox that these plants are supposed to be healthful for us, and yet they contain these toxic molecules. Lectins, don't eat tomatoes or beans or grains. Well, when I first heard that, I said, wait a minute. People have been eating grains and tomatoes and beans for thousands of years, actually. Tomatoes are a newcomer, but certainly grains and beans, and doesn't seem to have been a problem in the past. And it really shouldn't be. To cut to the chase, lectins are destroyed by cooking. And no one should be eating raw beans. Absolutely. Beans should be soaked overnight and then boiled for at least an hour or cooked in a pressure cooker for 40 to 60 minutes. And this destroys the lectins. And you never want to eat any legume, beans, split peas, chickpeas, or lentils, unless they've been cooked so well that you can just easily mash them with a fork. If you can do that, don't worry about the lectins. The lectins have been destroyed. And if you look around the world where people live the longest, the so-called blue zones, as popularized by that book of that title by Dan Buettner, when you look in Okinawa and in Greece and in the Seventh-day Adventist community who follow a whole food plant-based diet and live a long time in this Southern California, what is the one food that all these long-lived centenarians are eating? Beans and legumes. So prima facie, if legumes were toxic, these folks wouldn't be living to 100, that's for sure. So again, much ado about nothing, and I think it really gives medicine a black eye because this author is also selling supplements to block those lectins, and for $80 a month, he'll take his lectin blockers, and you can eat beans. Well, guess what? You can eat beans anyway, just cook them really, really well. And it's turning out that Mother Nature, she's way ahead of us. And these lectins, when the beans or tomatoes are eaten, the well-cooked beans, etc., and the transformed lectins or whatever traces might be left actually seem to exert an anti-cancer effect. They seem to wake up the immune system a bit and can actually help the body snuff out early colon cancer that might be growing. These lectins are not something to be feared, assuming you're not eating raw beans. And let your common sense and experience be your guide here. And I think tomatoes and whole grains and well-cooked legumes certainly have a place in any diet where people want to be healthy. And so cook your beans well, but enjoy your tomatoes, grains, and beans, and don't lose any sleep over their lectin content. Dr. Michael Klaper here, and I want to thank you for visiting my channel and for watching this video. I've got a lot more content that I'm creating to answer health-related questions for you, my viewers, so please subscribe to my channel down here. And if you found this video helpful, please like it and comment on it. Thanks for helping to spread the word about the power of whole food plant-based nutrition to heal both people and the planet.